Have you ever noticed how sometimes the people who talk the biggest game are, well, the ones who accomplish the least? It's a weird pattern, right? But it turns out there's a really powerful reason for that. Today, we're going to get into this idea that making a whole lot of noise about your goals might actually be the very thing that's holding you back.
All right, so let's just look at this for a second. Silence is your loudest weapon. I mean, that sounds completely backward, doesn't it? We're always told to announce our intentions, speak it into existence. But we're here to flip that whole idea on its head. This is all about learning how to let your results, and only your results, make all the noise for you. So, let's really break this down. The core of this whole philosophy is this concept of moving with high impact, but keeping a low profile. And look, this isn't about being secretive just for the sake of it. No, it's about being incredibly strategic with where you put your energy. Now, this is the central metaphor, and it's a good one. Moving in the red light. Think about it. In traffic, a red light means stop, dead stop. But in this way of thinking, a red light, a challenge, a setback, any kind of friction, that's actually your signal to go harder. It's about creating this internal fire, this intense focus that doesn't need anyone else to see it to know that it's real. Okay, so to get there, we first have to understand what the biggest obstacle is. And honestly, it's usually us. We just love to talk about our goals. It feels good. But that feeling is a trap. And we need to figure out how to escape it. And this really lays out the problem perfectly. When you announce your goal, your brain gives you this little hit of dopamine. It's a chemical reward that actually tricks you into feeling like you've already done something. But when you work in silence, you don't get that premature satisfaction. It forces you to find the reward in the work itself, which leads to the state of deep focus and, in the end, real, actual, tangible results. Let me give you a perfect, super practical example. Say you decide you're going to learn a new language. The immediate impulse is to post a photo of your new textbook, right? Caption it, "Day 1 of my French journey." But what if you didn't? What if you just did the work every single day in private? Can you imagine the impact 6 months from now when you just casually start speaking French in a conversation? That right there is the difference between promising and actually performing. So you've managed to avoid the promise trap. Awesome. But what happens when you inevitably hit a wall? Because you will. And that brings us to the next phase, embracing that friction and turning it into something useful. So here's the crucial part. It's all about how you react. When you hit that setback, that red light, your first instinct is probably to complain, right? Or to seek some sympathy, to vent. The silent weapon strategy says, nope, do the exact opposite. Go completely silent, don't post about your struggle, don't tell everyone how hard it is. Instead, you take all of that frustration and you channel it inward, using it as fuel. This is what it means to burn without being touched. All that energy, all that grit is being poured directly into the work. It's not getting wasted on performing for an audience or looking for validation. The struggle itself becomes your own private power source, pushing you forward when literally no one is watching. And this brings us to the final, really strategic piece of this whole thing. See, this isn't just about personal discipline. It's actually a way to get a massive advantage in any kind of competitive environment. Just think about that for a second. Your competition, whether it's another person, another company, or even just your own self-doubt, can only react to the information you give them. When you work in silence, you're a ghost. You're unpredictable. You're building all this momentum in the dark. And that right there, that's the end game. By the time your rivals even realize you're a threat, you've already won. They were distracted by all the loud promises and the flashy announcements coming from everyone else, while you were just quietly, relentlessly focused on the only thing that actually matters, the work. Your momentum becomes this undeniable force. Now look, all this theory is great, but let's make it real. I want to leave you with a super simple, actionable challenge so you can actually feel the power of this for yourself. Starting right now. That's the magic number, just one. For the next 7 days, I want you to pick just one goal. Could be a fitness goal, a project at work, learning a new skill, anything. Just don't overcomplicate it. Simplicity is absolutely key here. And for that one goal, here are the rules. You're going completely dark. No social media posts, no telling your friends about it over dinner, no looking for encouragement. For 1 week, the only person who knows about the effort you're putting in is you. Let the struggle, that red light, be your only confidant.
Let it be your fuel. Look, this isn't just some productivity hack, it's a fundamental shift in your mindset, away from seeking approval and toward building real, undeniable power. So the question is, are you ready to trade that cheap, temporary satisfaction of talking for the deep, lasting confidence that only comes from doing?